I found 4 banks that offer business loans and lines of credit with no docs and no proof of income required. And most of these loans go up to $100,000 with just stated income. If you've ever tried getting a business loan, you know the process can feel like pulling teeth. It might feel like a waste of time to even apply. Banks want tax returns, they want profit and loss statements, and basically an entire book on your financial history. But what if I told you there are banks that don't ask for any of that? That means no tax returns, no profit and loss statements, and no W-2s, just straight up funding based on your personal and business credit profile and banking relationship. But just remember, most banks do require 1 to 2 years of business age for loans and lines of credit. But if you meet that requirement, these banks make the process way easier. By the way, if you don't have an aged business with a couple of years under your belt and you just started your LLC, don't worry. I've got you covered too. I just released a brand new 90-minute workshop specifically for small businesses and new LLCs. Inside, I'll show you exactly how to secure $20,000+ in business funding, even if your business is brand new, by targeting 10 banks that are actively lending to new LLCs. You'll get the exact banks, application strategies, and the insider data points that make all the difference. Just click the link below to get instant access for free. Now, here's the thing. One of the biggest mistakes business owners make is applying for loans at banks where they have zero relationships. And think about it. If a total stranger walked up to you and asked for $50,000, would you hand it over? Probably not. But if someone you know, trust, and see regularly ask, you'd at least consider it. Banks operate the same way. They prioritize customers they already have a relationship with. This is why opening a business checking account first before applying is so crucial. So here's how to build that relationship the right way. First, you want to open a business checking account that's going to give you instant credibility. Banks don't just look at your credit score, they want to see that you're a serious business owner. The easiest way to prove that is by opening that business checking account. This matters because it signals legitimacy. Having a business checking account separates you from a hobbyist and shows the bank that you're running a legitimate business. And then it builds banking history. So many banks won't ever consider you for a no-doc loan unless you've been a customer for at least 30 to 90 days. And banks don't tell you this, but consistent deposits matter. Banks want to see regular cash flow in your business checking account. Steady deposits show that your business is active, generating revenue, and you're managing your finances properly, which increases your chances of approval. And here's a pro tip. You want to start using your checking account, your business checking account, well before you apply to show financial activity. Even small transactions matter. Deposit funds, pay vendors, and use it regularly. Another thing you want to do is meet with a business relationship manager. That's going to give you the insider advantage. These bankers can control approvals behind the scenes. If you can, build a connection with one of these bankers because they can give you insider tips on how to position your business before applying. They can help you understand the bank's internal lending scorecard so you know exactly what to improve before applying as well. And they also stick up for you internally if your application is borderline. This alone can be a game changer for you. So what you can do is walk into your local branch and ask to speak with a small business specialist or a VP of business lending or a business relationship manager. Tell them that you're looking to establish a relationship and ask what they look for in business loan approvals. Keep their contact info because they can help you through the application process. And just so you know, if you build that strong relationship enough, some bankers might even push your application through, even if you're missing certain requirements. That's so powerful. And to build that relationship, you want to leverage soft pull pre-qualifications before you apply. So you got to remember that some banks allow you to check for pre-approval without a hard inquiry. This is a huge advantage if you're building a relationship with a bank, but aren't sure whether you're qualified yet. Now, to use this to your advantage, you can ask a business banker if you can pre-qualify for a business credit card or line of credit first. Since it's just a soft pull, there's no risk to your credit score. And this method works because you avoid unnecessary hard inquiries, which can hurt your credit score. Because if you don't pre-qualify, you can work on your profile first before officially applying. And then if you do pre-qualify, your approval odds are much higher, around 90%, before you submit the full application. So now that you know exactly how to build a strong relationship with any bank, here's 4 banks offering no doc funding up to $100,000. The first one is PNC Bank. PNC offers 2 types of business funding under its no doc program. You got your business line of credit, which is flexible funding you can draw from anytime. Interest only applies to the amount you use. And then they have term loans. That's a lump sum funding with fixed monthly payments. That's going to be great for one-time investments like new equipment or expansion. The maximum loan amount is up to $100,000, and most approvals fall in the $50,000 to $75,000 range. There's no income documentation that's required. Your credit profile and banking relationship are key though. But before you apply, let's talk strategy, because the way you can apply can make or break your approval odds. PNC is going to usually pull from your Experian credit report. And before you apply for any credit product, call first and ask which bureau any of those banks that you're applying to will pull from in your state specifically. Different regions might have different policies, or things may have changed over time. Now, the next bank is Truist Bank. I actually set up an account here recently. They have no doc business loans up to $50,000 in funding. It is relationship-based lending, so your banking history and rapport with Truist play a big role in approval. This means you can get funded based on your banking activity and business credit rather than tax documents. Truist will typically pull from Equifax. Now, if you're thinking, wait, I've never heard of Truist before, you're not alone. That's because Truist is the result of a massive bank merger between BB&T and SunTrust. But really this means for you is more resources and better funding programs for small businesses. It also gives you expanded business lending options, so many of which didn't exist before the merger. And since the merger, they have more of a relationship-based approach carried over from BB&T's legacy in small business lending. All right, moving on, it's M&T Bank. M&T Bank is one of the most generous lenders when it comes to no-dot business funding. You can get business lines of credit up to $100,000. That's going to give you flexible capital that you can use as needed. They even have business credit cards that go up to $35,000. That's going to be more ideal for business expenses like purchases and cash flow management. And what I noticed about M&T is that they have higher credit limits than most no-doc lenders have, and multiple businesses can apply separately. That means that you can stack funding if you own more than one company. And M&T typically pulls from Experian. The next bank is TD Bank. If your business is less than 2 years old, they have no-dot business lines of credit up to $25,000. And then if your business is over 2 years old, they have no-dot business lines of credit up to $100,000. So that higher limit is going to be easier for businesses with some operational history. And also you have higher approval odds if you've built some business credit for that $100K loan option. TD Bank will typically pull from Experian. And I got to tell you, most people walk into a bank, apply, and just hope for the best. But that's a losing strategy. These questions I'm about to show you put you in the driver's seat, helping you avoid credit damaging hard pulls, spot sneaky fees before they hit, and get insider intel on what actually gets people approved. You know exactly what the bank wants, how to set yourself up for the highest limit possible, and even how to get a banker on your side to push your application through. The first question I'd ask is, do you offer a soft pull pre-qualification before submitting a full application? Also, do you pull any of the business credit bureaus? And then what are the minimum qualifications for a business line of credit here? Do you report business lines of credit to personal credit bureaus or only to business bureaus? Which credit bureaus does this bank pull from for business credit card applications? How long should I have my business checking account open before applying? What type of banking relationship does your bank value? Deposits, loans, merchant services? How long does the approval process typically take? What are the common reasons applications get denied, and how can I avoid them? Is there an internal review or reconsideration process if I get declined? What factors determine the credit limit that I'll receive? If I get approved, how often can I request credit limit increases? Are there any hidden fees I should know about, like annual fees, maintenance fees, cash advance fees? If I pay off the balance early, is there a penalty or any benefit? Does your bank allow multiple business credit products for the same business? Are there any other funding products that might be a good fit for my business? And here's a bonus. If the conversation is going well, you might want to ask, would you be willing to help approve my application when I apply? If you can gather intel like this, then you'll be able to dramatically increase the limits that you get approved for. Just like one person I covered recently who got approved for $57,000 in credit with Amex and Chase in under a week. You got to click on the next video here to learn how they did it and see 10 personal and business credit hacks that feel like a cheat code. Thank you for watching.